All right, welcome back, everyone. Connectingdots2 here. We are Saturday, November 26, 2016, and well, I'm having a live stream, something I haven't done in a long time here. In case you're new or you don't recall, I lost the right to have my live streams when I made a series of videos over the course of a month. It was actually four videos. Anyways, it was 1, 2, 3 strikes, and I lost the ability to have my live streaming shows. And those videos were pertaining to Fukushima fraud, Kevin Blanch pretending to have cancer. Anyways, that's for another night. In case you're new here, I'll remind you, should say that I have a forum over at Connectingdots1.com. And if you go up to the search bar up here on the top right hand side, very top, you can enter the keywords Kevin Blanch, and you will find those stories. Okay, this is important because many of you that I haven't had a show in a long time, and I've noticed I've had quite a few new subscribers. Therefore, you may want to get yourself informed on what Kevin Blanch, Dana Durnford, Thomas Ackerman, as well as Miss Milky the Clown, and that's why I'm making this video, because I don't truly believe the drama that's playing out right now on YouTube. Simply because I know these players have been around for a long time, and I will connect the dots for you folks in case you haven't, because I've been out here for a long time. So I know everyone that's involved in this story, and it's nothing but a block your ears, get the kids away from the computer right now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm about to say something they may want to hear. A circle jerk of corruption on YouTube, and it all ties into the same player. So I don't believe the drama that if you don't know what I'm speaking about, this has to do with this Reactor 4, Fukushima Reactor 4. So we'll go over that. I've got the pictures already loaded up. As you can see, the thumbnails are there. And pictures don't lie. Pictures don't lie. So I'll also check into the comment section. Sorry, I was taking a drink of water. I'll check into the comment section shortly. And right after I'm done with the pictures on Reactor 4, see what the reaction is out there. And before I even jump into Reactor 4 and the drama on YouTube, I want to deal with some other drama regarding the 7.3 earthquake that was in Japan. You may recall Dana started, saying again, the plume was coming over here, yada, yada, yada. And I'm not yet, folks, I live right here on the West Coast in the city of Victoria, on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada, not less than 3.5 hours away from Dana. I'm closer to the Pacific Ocean than Dana is. He's further inland in BC than I am. Although his community is close to the ocean, where I am in Victoria, I'm closer to the Pacific Ocean. And on top of that, oddly enough, I happen to live in the city of Victoria, where there's a massive ebb and flow tide back and forth here all day long on the Pacific coast. And according to Jeff Rentz, who I'll be getting into very shortly, yeah, scary guy. According, it's not just him, it's Dana also. They've both been claiming that the radiation has been washing in and out of this Strait of Juan de Fuca, where I happen to live, and it's killed everything along the coastline. Well, that's kind of odd. If you go check my Connecting Dots 2 videos, I went right down to the beach, not only to my place, but I also went to Dana's beach. That's what this one's all about. 4 months ago, busted in 24 hours, their whole scam, right in Dana's beach. Couldn't see any birds, couldn't see any bugs. Yeah, right. Give me a break. Starfish galore. Galore. Anyways, tonight's show, Reactor number 4, and the drama that these people are drumming up. And you may notice here on the side, I'll be speaking about the RT News, Fairwinds Energy, and Jeff Rentz. Well, Paul Begley. I mean, he's another fearmonger, but I don't have time for him right now. And of course, the stars of the show, Miss Milky the Clown. Can you believe it? What a name. It is. I mean, honestly, many of these YouTubers, the names kind of fit them. So she's nothing but a clown. There's no doubt about it. And I'm sorry if I'm hurting your feelings, because this is part of the same thing with Alex Jones, the same thing with the Young Turks, the same thing with Democracy Now!, the same thing with Coast to Coast, the same thing with Max Keiser, Greg Hunter, Paul Begley, Jeff France, and everyone else. If you go click on see all, they always, did you hear this? Get ready. They always give you some truth. Do you think they're going to come out here and just gatekeep? That's a role, by the way. If you don't know what that term means, I strongly recommend you open up another browser page right now on Google search gatekeeping, gatekeepers, truth gatekeepers. Go find out what that stuff is all about. This is what's going on YouTube. That's why none of these people want to dance with me, because I'm not part of that community. So yeah, they're gatekeeping, and the drama that you're seeing, I don't buy in it. And I'm going to start off with the drama that Dana was just saying here a couple of days ago, that the plume was coming over to Fukushima right over to the West Coast. Well, come over to my Connectingdots1 website. I've been running this for free. There's no ads. I don't track anyone. I make no money. I'm out of my own pocket. I've been running this stuff just for those of you that want some truth. Here it is. Here, don't listen to some bullshitter who's telling you the radiation's so high on the West Coast, it's annihilated everything. According to him, there's over 5,500 species, marine species that is, that have wiped out. They're dead here on the West Coast. Everything's dead. He even said his dog died from Fukushima radiation because he lives too close to the ocean. Enough is enough. Anyways, if you come down here to my website, click on that link I just showed you a second ago. We'll go back here, and it'll show you to the it'll bring you to the radiation network. And all of this data that you see up here, it's all crowdsourced. These are average people just like you and I. Out of the goodness of their heart, they decided to buy themselves a Geiger counter and hook it up to this website and start broadcasting their readings live. It refreshes every minute. There's even a scale on there that tells you 100 counts per minute, or 2.5 times a station's baseline. A baseline means, you know, when you arrive there, what's the radiation all the time? Well, that's its baseline, essentially. Has it gone up since Fukushima? No, I live right here on Vancouver Island, that little island where the number 8 is there on the top left-hand side, very top of the map there. I'm in Canada. I'm on Vancouver Island. Dana lives on the top right-hand side of the 8, right about here. I live down here, right near where this, like I said, the Strait of Juan de Fuca. It's roughly about a 8-minute walk, roughly. 6 to 8 minute walk to the Strait of Juan de Fuca. I can drive there in about 2 minutes. I'm not close to the ocean. That's why go watch my videos. You'll see. I not only did I go to Dana's beach, but I show you some videos here. If you go to Fukushima link, you'll actually see where I go down to my own beach right here. 6 months ago. It was a 30-minute video. Go watch it. I don't want to spend much time, but I will speak about Dana Durnford, Jeff Palco, Kevin Blanch. All of these people are important. Go watch this video. This is a poor gentleman who actually bought the boat for Dana to go out and do some radiation. Get ready for the keyword, testing. Testing, folks. People want results. We want test. We're talking about something we can't see, smell, or taste. The only way it can be found is by having it tested. He had promised everyone, and I'm speaking about Dana Durnford. Dana had promised everyone back in 2014 that he was going to buy a boat and go out on an expedition and gather a bunch of marine life and have it tested for Fukushima radiation. He's accepted tens of thousands of dollars. We know that this person alone, Jeff Palco, who's unfortunately took his life after being scammed out of his life saving from the, infamous Kevin Blanch, as well as Dana Durnford. Dana Durnford got Jeff Palco for $25,000. That's why you can see Jeff Palco. This is his own video at his own place before he took his life. He made up a video. And you can see right there, lots of Fukushima fairy tale. These are someone who took his life, who's letting everyone know on YouTube, beware of these scammers. It's unbelievable that not other YouTubers have gotten upset and called Dana out on this stuff. And Kevin Blanch. This is disgusting. And I'm the only one who's in touch with this person's relatives, his living relatives. Anyways, getting back to the show here, Dana Durnford and his scaring the bejesus out of everyone with these high levels. You can just come on over here to the radiation network, I should say, and you can click on the USA map. As you can see here, they have different areas, right? AKHJ, Japan, details map, world maps. Long story short, you may have noticed here a while ago was 8, now it's 13. That's because this map refreshes every minute. It just did again. Did you see it blink? Every minute. So you don't have to listen to Dana telling you he's being fried with radiation at over 120 or 160 or 240, he was saying in one of his videos. It's sitting down there at 13 counts per minute. Enough is enough here, okay? So that's one thing you can find on my website. As you can see, I've pre-linked them. So anyone who's from Australia, Europe, Japan, you can click on them and you'll come straight to the ones in Japan. And they're not even using it at this point. There was readings before. Here it is over in Europe. Just to compare what you just saw over in the USA, folks, okay? Here's Australia. Should be really low. There's nothing. No one's doing it. Too much outback. Anyways, you'll find this stuff, as I said, in that thread called the live radiation readings. It's over at connectingdots1.com. I want to jump right into this whole unbelievable, Dana himself is just digging that hole, that grave, deeper and deeper with every darn video he makes. And I think I'm about to finally, start nailing some holes, putting some nails in that coffin here, because honestly, I think this one's going to wrap it up. So anyone who's new around here, or maybe out here on this Saturday night looking for some Fukushima videos, and you know what this drama is all about, then you'll see here quite quickly how this is going to make a whole lot of sense to you very quickly. So the players and I don't, like I said, again, I don't buy into what's going on, but at this point, Dana's at home behind the screen. He's picked up his telephone in his hand, and he's calling Miss Milky the clown. So again, if you have kids, get them away from the speakers. You got to put the headphones on, okay? He uses some foul language here. Yeah, so it's not surprising that he's gotten so many thumbs down. Like I said, I'm not kidding you when I said he's digging his own grave. Yeah, big time. Okay, so get the kids away because I'm going to play this.
Fucking fuel pools. How many? How many?
Lots.
Right. And yet you still support Gunderson. You still support Caldicott. You still support Busby. Yeah?
Dana, I copied and pasted his remark. What?
I'm saying you know better. You know friggin' better.
Okay, I don't want to play it anymore because he'll hit me up on a copyright strike, folks. I got to stop it right there. Okay, they're watching my videos. This is what happened when I busted Kevin Blanch. I used his own material against him, and it was longer than the allowed 1 minute, and boom, that's it. I got 3 copyright strikes. I can't afford this anymore. There's got to be somebody out here in this sector that's going to tell some truth, and I'll be the guy known for it. So what you heard here was he was kind of giving her crap because she uploads his videos. Let's see if I can just grab the beginning of that again. Okay, yeah, lots. She says lots. He says, how many of my videos? Let's see if I can get it again.
How many?
How many? Okay, here we go.
How many? How many? Showing the fucking fuel pools. How many? How many of my videos have you uploaded, Jan, of me showing the fucking fuel pools? How many? How many?
Lots.
Right.
Right. So that was one of the things Jan is known for, is that you happen to make videos from YouTube. And that's why a lot of people kind of like giving her support, especially women. You know, they're blindsided. But you know, I'm not here to help everyone see the light. It's only those that are curious enough that want to seek the truth will stick around. And unfortunately, well, unfortunately for Jan and unfortunately for those women, is that she uploads all types of videos. Doesn't matter who you are, as long as you're okay with her uploading your videos, well then yeah, she'll upload them. So even myself, in fact, if you do a Google search here of Connectingdots1, because that was my original YouTube channel until I got it taken down, 3 copyright strikes in a row. Let's just go right here and I'll do a little search on it. I just want to show you that Jan herself has uploaded my own videos from Connectingdots1. I'm not sure if she still has them at this point, but we'll soon find out. Okay, so she's got a playlist here, at least. Connectingdots1, Connectingdots2, Connectingdots3, Silver Goldman, aka Louis Lamoureux, is a two-faced fraud, liar, and something else. So she has 29 videos here of mine. Here's another guy I'm actually busting over. I've just got myself about 250, 260 subscribers in the last 6-7 days because I made a video on this guy. Again, proving again that he's the paid shill. He's the one giving the disinformation. And now in the silver community, because people lost a lot of money by listening to this person, they've now realized that I'm the guy with the correct calls who's actually giving them the right information. All right, so let's see here. I was looking for something. So this is when I found a rain in Lake Louise. That's a video of mine that was made 5 years ago. The Canadian Radiation Monitoring Tour. That's what that is. CRMT, Connectingdots1. So this person uploaded my video from back then. So did this person. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, so I guess we won't find any. We'll have to go back and see what she has in here. Maybe she has some, I'm not sure what she has in her playlist here, but oh yeah, they're my videos, but they're from somebody else. Like that's just uploaded my stuff, which used to happen back in the day, you know, because I used to make these videos. You have to understand that there was a threat, from a serious threat, especially right after that Fukushima meltdown. Anyone on the West Coast, that's why I went across Canada back and forth chasing rain. I knew the fallout would be coming down in the rain, and that's why I ended up finding it on at least 3 occasions during my tour, and one of them was in the city of Edmonton. I had high levels. I had no proof that it was Fukushima. All I had were instruments, Geiger counters, 2 of them, over $4,000 worth of instruments to read radiation, and I could prove that I was catching it in the rain. And it wasn't until I came back, I was already past Edmonton, and I was back on the West Coast, finally in the news here in Canada, roughly a month later. We had an announcement from Health Canada saying how they had found Fukushima radiation in the rain in Edmonton last month. I'm like, wow, that's probably the same darn day that I was there and it rained, because we had a dry summer. It was terrible. I was going out a dry spring because I left the West Coast in the spring in June, and I traveled back and forth across Canada doing testing, and it was tough to find some rain here. Anyways, it was just nice to have at least one lab in Canada admit that they'd found Fukushima radiation in the rain, and it was falling in the city of Edmonton. And I coincidentally was there just a month before and probably did about, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 tests on my way back. I was doing a lot more on my way there, but a little less on the way back because I was, I'd done a lot of tests. And when you do hundreds, of tests, you folks don't know what that's all about. Stopping everywhere at different places. Oh boy, what a hell of a summer that was. I did so much free stuff, and to have people try and call me a shill after that, it's just disgusting. Even Miss Milky the Clown, this is her fraud thing. If you go listen to my videos during that thing, during that tour, you'll never hear me like Dana always pumping for donations. And that's because from the day one when I began my tour, before I began the tour, I said, hey folks, I was already covering Fukushima since day one with the meltdown, making my videos at home, roughly 1 to 2 of them per day. But I said, folks, I'm stepping it up. I've made a lot of money on the silver call, folks. That's why, if you may have noticed, wondering why is he talking about silver in the economy? That's because that's my other domain, if you want to call it. And I made a lot of money on my silver call. So I said to my subscribers, I said, I'm buying myself 2 Geiger counters, and I'm going across, back and forth across Canada, and I want to do a radiation monitoring tour. I'll put up a PayPal button. If you folks want to help out, that's great. There's a button there. If you can't afford it, don't send me a penny. I'm paying for the whole trip on my own money. Don't worry about it. And I did end up getting about $1,750. Nothing like the tens of thousands of dollars that Dana had years after the tour. This is where I couldn't understand. I'm like, whoa, where was everybody back when I was actually doing a tour right after the meltdown? Right after the explosions, It didn't make a lot of sense, Even the maps that Dana shows, well, I actually was using maps of the day. This is when it was actually occurring. Not 2.5 years, 3, 4 years later. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? How can this guy pull in that many viewers based on after the fact, and he's not doing any testing? So Miss Milky the Clown is known as, that was the point I was getting in here, is for sharing anyone's videos. She doesn't care. She just wants to drag you in, and that's going to make sense. See, the play that we're hearing here is that he's mad here at Busby and Caldicott and Helen Caldicott, that is, and Arnie Gunderson, because none of them want to call out the fact that, according to Dana, and I'll show you the pictures, according to Dana, the spent fuel pools are all gone, totally gone. They burnt up, according to some NRC letters. And oddly enough, like I said, that circle jerk of corruption, it ties in here very, very neatly in this little drama scene that we have going on YouTube. They happen to mention Patrick Penry. I don't know if you heard of that YouTuber. He's no longer here, but he is. And who does he promote? Alex Jones. That's why, folks, if you come to the front of my YouTube channel, you'll totally understand why I have all these people here. Because Jeff Rentz is here, someone who's been doing these apparently conspiracy videos for a long time, has his own show, just like Greg Hunter, Max Keiser, and Alex Jones all coincidentally have their own shows, and they do the conspiracy, but none of them have any correct calls, and it's nothing but fear-mongering. And oddly enough, it all ties back to RT News. That's why I call it the circle jerk of corruption. And I don't have time, unfortunately, in this video to do it all one neat little package, tie it right back to RT. But if you do a little research on my videos, on certain people, you just come here, you click on my video playlist. This is very, very simple, because you can connect the dots. If you really want to go further and find out the truth, you can come to my YouTube channel, you click on the video section. There's a little search bar here, a little magnifying glass, and you can put here RT News if you want, and you'll find videos that I've made on RT News. And you can put other who's another one here that ties up. RT News ties up with Kevin Blanch and what's radchick. So you can do radchick, and you will probably catch the video where I tie her right up with RT News. Okay. Now I think it's picked up. It's picked up too many videos, unfortunately. There's the late Kevin Blanch when he was a child. Like I said, I'm the only person on YouTube who's in contact with his family. Kevin Blanch was at one point when he went over to Jeff Palco's place in 2014, but soon after that, his Jeff Palco's relatives had realized that he'd been scammed by his so-called buddy Kevin Blanch. Anyway, so you can find a lot of the videos here on anything that I'm going to speak about. I want to continue on because in this next one, like I said, here we go again. It's the same old. Let's listen up here. I can't play the whole thing.
100 feet up. We have MIT professor going to tell you that story.
And you can see that there are other structures. Particularly important probably is to notice that the spent fuel is stored in the upper regions of this building, and the refueling implies that the fuel will have to go from the core up and then down into this pool.
We have Stephen Starr, another professor, going to tell you that story.
A long way from seeing the end of this. One of the things that's not discussed is the spent fuel pools that are still sitting and blowing up reactor buildings, and the tops of these pools are 100 feet above ground. And
we have Dr. Helen Caldicott, we have Dr. Christopher Busby, and we have Dr. Ernie Gunderson telling us that this is normal and to ignore that. We also have Jan Brooks, Miss Milky the Clown, saying that ignore that, believe in Ernie Gunderson, Helen Caldicott, and Dr. Christopher Busby telling you that that's not real and that MIT is lying and that Stephen Starr are lying.
That the spent fuel is stored in the upper regions of this building.
And the tops of these pools are 100.
Yeah, they're 100 feet up. So whatever his point is, he's upset here that Busby and company apparently are not calling them out or not calling out the fact that these pools are gone. So you'll see here in the very next few clips here, I'm going to try to move along a little quicker. I'll pull up all these pictures and we'll go through it. I want to just stop in here and check the comment section before I continue on in case someone has a special request of some sorts. Move along a little quicker. I'll pull up. Boy, there's not much of a delay tonight. We're just moving along, eh? Okay, one thumb up, no comments. Okay, let's progress on then. Okay, so the missing pools, again, this is what Dana's upset about, that Miss Milky the Clown is featuring all these various people that I've just showed you, Busby, Caldicott, and Gunderson, and none of them want to call out the fact that these fuel pools are apparently gone. But, you know, anyone who's paying close attention to this must be questioning, well, that's weird, Dana. You're on the Jeff Rense show. I mean, you know, this whole a dead Pacific Ocean. Yeah, right. A dead Pacific Ocean. All right. This is promoted by Jeff Rense also. That's what I said. It's a circle jerk of corruption here. There's no doubt about that. So what's odd is that Yoshi himself has more recently said that the spent fuel pools were removed. But if you go watch back in the day, again, if you go see the video down here, this is December 15th, 2015, uploaded by guess who? Miss Milky the Clown. Oh, yeah, real class act, this one. It's all about promoting the fear. Remember that. That's why I said that this is a nuclear cartel that we have right here on YouTube. And she works for Gunderson. She runs Energy News, and that's why people have said, why, if it's Energy News, why are they so focused on Fukushima and always trying to fear? Well, it's because it's not energy. It's all about nuclear fear news. That makes a lot of sense. So anyways, back then in December 2015 here, I actually have, and if you don't know who Jeff Rense is, like, I mean, just look at this guy. I'm like, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Okay, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Really? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say, really. Yeah. Anyways, maybe I shouldn't make fun of that here. Maybe that's normal, but I don't think it is. And again, it's a talk show host, like I said, just like Alex Jones, again, telling folks that he's all about conspiracies, the Fukushima conspiracy. But here he is back with Dana Durnford and Jeff Rentz in the beginning, where Jeff Rentz was saying, yeah, it's blown up 100%. No proof of this, but let's listen up here.
That 100% of reactor 4's spent fuel was released into the atmosphere when the catastrophe at Fukushima Daiichi occurred. We're going to find out from Yoshi what that means as well, how bad that is, and the cover-up. You say, well, how could all that spent fuel disappear when they were just taking it out a couple, 3 months, 4 or 5 months ago and reload?
Yeah, so it's funny, eh? What do you see there? Well, those of you that are new to this, you probably don't recall this, but not only did we have the drones flying over, we had cameras that were set up on site. They end up getting on top of the buildings. We had cameras go inside the pool, so they showed you all the damage. You could see the fuel pool down there. I'm not sure. Is Dana going to say, well, the problem is Dana wasn't around back then. Dana's new. He just came on the Fukushima scene in 2014. I've been covering it. I've been doing this since day one. We saw all the twisted metal and the debris in there. So, back then, Jeff Rentz was going with it, but now he's got a different story. Now he says this spent fuel pool, it's been cleaned up. So what I'm going to do, folks, is I've actually gone up and I've gone out, I should say, and picked up a bunch of images again, something I've done already several times before. This is from the GE Mark I container, a nuclear plant, power plant, and we'll just go over this very quickly and point out what's very obvious in this whole thing. So one of Dana's claims is that the reactor itself, the cap, is located in the middle of the floor of the building, which it's not. I mean, if you can just see again on this diagram, this is, I don't know why nobody calls them out on it, but whatever, I gotta do it here. So essentially what we're going to, the distance that we're looking at is essentially from this back wall all the way up to this section right here. Well, you can see from this back wall again to where the middle of the container is, because this is only halfway off the cap, right? It's sliced in half. That even if we stretched out that section, it still doesn't come out to halfway, halfway in the building. This side is still wider out here. So I don't know why he keeps harping on that one, but we have, actually, I'm not going to cancel this. So in case you haven't noticed, this is where the spent fuel pool is, right here. When the explosion took place, this yellow cap popped this lid right here and landed on top. We'll show you that in a second. You might notice this entrance. This is what they call the first floor. Your second, your third. All right. So let's get on to the next image. Oh, yes. The reason why the cap popped is because of the wall of the containment vessel. It is made, so you may just look here where the drawing is. You can see the thickness right here. This is a thick slab. Same with up here, right? Very thick. And it's made like that. So when it does, if it does have a blow, you can notice how this is all layered here. Yeah, pops the lid. Same thing with the walls, with the design of the walls. This structure is structured very exactly like the 9/11 towers, which is the strongest way to build buildings. They don't build them like this anymore. This is where the steel and you know, that carries all the weight of the building is on the outside of the structure, a lot of it all around. And that's a very strong way to carry the weight load and make sure the building won't tip over, you know, in the event of an earthquake or whatever. So again, here's another image, and it's the same as the last one. You can see where the containment vessel is a little bit more on that one side, right? And this would be roughly halfway down the building, so to speak. Okay. Now, next one up. Here's reactor number 4. This is where it gets interesting, and it's going to be over here very shortly. Part of the problem was that the spent fuel pool has to be kept cool. It will overheat and eventually melt. Not blow up, not explode, not burn up, melt. Well, it's not going to explode. Had they melted down, had there been an explosion and a fire, as the NRC letters indicate, same as what these are the letters that are promoted by Henry, what's this, Hattrick Henry? That was his thing on YouTube. That was his part of the disinformation. Remember, these people have to play it's all about gatekeeping. Please, this is why I said this from the very beginning. If you don't know what this term is, I strongly recommend you go research what gatekeeping is all about. And that's why you have this circle jerk of corruption on YouTube that kind of plays all different sides of the fence. So kind of leads you in the spin. You don't know who to believe, you know? Who's the person that's going to be most accurate? Well, I've got my economic stuff down pat. So down pat now the people are paying for my calls on stocks. I mean, I'm not out here on Connectingdots2 to talk about it, but I'm just making a point here that if people have followed me long enough in the economic sector that even though I don't even have a high school diploma, never went to college or university, folks are paying me over $500 per year just to hear my stock picks and my calls on gold and silver. And it's not because I'm a zero who's gotten a long track record of getting it wrong. So again, here with my Fukushima stuff, I pay attention to what's going on here, and common sense dictated to me that the fuel pools were still up there. For one thing, probably right now, without me even getting into this, you probably notice, yeah, you're right. There's steam. Of course, it's not fire. That's not smoke. That's the pumper that's on site, dumping cold water into the pools. And that's the steam from the pools. Now, remember this hole here, because we're going to get into future pictures, and you'll notice this is one of the slabs that was still up here on that level, because eventually they had to tear this all down, folks. They had to tear it right down to this level here. Everything came right off. Okay? So these were the walls of the 4th floor, followed by the walls of the 4th floor. So let's get into this. Now, the same pumping unit was also used at Fukushima nuclear reactor number 1. They had to do it on all of them. They had no choice except for 2. So here we go, back to the picture. As I was telling you a while ago, the retaining wall, or that one wall for you to keep an eye on, one slab in that previous picture, there it is there. And you can notice the yellow cap. It's been popped. And what else do you notice? Oh, the people on top. No, these are not homeless people. Unfortunately, this is what we're getting out of this Dana Durnford. So here's one person right here. There's another person right up there. And guess what they're standing on? The big, huge service crane. You remember which one that was? Look at the thickness of this steel. This is very heavy, which, by the way, this is why they had to rebuild this top floor with a type of structure that would not add weight to the existing blown out walls, blown out reactor. The main structure, the big girders, the ones that carry all the weight, were still intact. The only thing that was blown out were these thin walls, which have absolutely nothing to do with the structure, the integrity of the building. So what they did is they just chopped off right across here. They took off this entire top section. Okay, that's eventually what all these girders end up disappearing. Every one of them. They took them all down. So you're catching it here in this image here where they had chopped it off. And also notice the girders, how they're not burnt down, right? None of these have any black marks, smoke marks. When there's a fire, these would be all burnt out like they were at reactor number 3, where we actually did have an explosion, a great big fire. All right, so again, it's the same image. You can see the guys on top. Let's go back to that reactor so you can see which one they're on top of. It's this great big huge one, because Dana was telling folks that the pool sit on the top floor and they're all gone. No, they don't sit on the top floor. They're down here on the 3rd floor. That's the bottom of the pool. And the pool goes all the way up to the top of the 4th floor. So again, going back to the image, and you know what? I should be addressing Dana. Dana, okay, guy, I'm speaking like this is for you, guy, because honestly, enough with the hocus pocus. You can't be that deceived, right? I mean, that blind, can you, guy? Again, can you notice any smoke, any burn damage here, Dana? Nope. There's the cap. Everything's still there, Dana. Again, when they're removing all those beams, the 4th and the 5th floor, you can see all the people working on top, machinery on top, not full of what? Highly radioactive rods that are apparently blown up all over the place. Come on. Okay, so we're going to go back to the comment section, and we'll see if anyone has anything to say on this one. And I think I'll wrap it up here. What you folks can do is just come into the section here, and you can do a reactor 4. You'll find a whole bunch of videos that I've done before on this reactor 4. As I said, I've been doing Fukushima videos since day 1. Before TEPCO even started to remove the 2 top floors, they'd already explained to the entire world what was going on, how there was a crack running up the side of reactor number 4. So this was no secret. The problem is Dana wasn't around back then. So you folks can go and get yourself informed, watch some of those. And this more recent one, I call it, because Dana was telling everyone the pool was on top of the reactor. I'm like, yeah, as if they're going to have an exposed pool, you know. A ducky pond is what I refer to it, because, you know, ducks are going to be landing here on top of this pool, assuming it was open. All right, so let's go check out the comments, and we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you very much for showing up here. Unexpected video of mine. Thanks for the thumbs up. I'm not assuming it was open. All right, so what's that? Jeremy DeHome. I'm not here. You're a fan. Cancers are exploding worldwide, man. YouTube video money. What? YouTube videos money don't matter. Anyways, cancer, my friend, was exploding worldwide way before Fukushima. Way before. You must be new to it. Thank you. I'm just saying, the cancers were exploding way before. way before. And I'm going to finish this up just so you know that the difference between myself and Dana is that I still have a PayPal button here, but my goal is, and I'll end up doing this myself here. I'm day trading, so I'm just going to start using my own funds at some point, and I'm just going to buy this gamma spectrometer. But those of you who want to help out, thank you very much. Every year, every so often, I receive a donation. I'm looking to buy myself a gamma spectrometer. As I said, I live right here on the West Coast. I'm going to go down to the ocean. I'll do some live testing. I have a couple of cameras. I'll record the whole thing. I'll share it with you guys on YouTube. There's not going to be any editing at all. Unfortunately, this is what Dana has done when he showed folks my video from Lake Louise. That was unfortunate that he did that, because if people had actually seen what was going on, his subscribers, he would have appreciated, that somebody actually drove across Canada and did some real testing. And back then, the real video was 8 minutes and 18 seconds long. And when you watch the entire video, you get to see how, well, this is the normal reading, right? And what happens is I was stopped on the side of the road. I just picked up some gas. I was 9 kilometers away from the gas station. That's why you saw the 9 on the dash here. I'm not sure if you saw that. I was 9 kilometers away from where I just picked up gas in Lake Louise. I'm heading across Canada. I just started my tour. It's my first night of the tour. And I came across a storm, because that's what I'm chasing. I'm chasing storms, right? Dana's going to hate this, and I'm actually showing the entire video. But Dana, whatever, you should have told folks the truth. Anyways, folks, without digressing any further, this cloud, big, huge, dark cloud, just happened to come over. The roads were all dry, and all of a sudden it just starts spitting down. I said, okay, I'm going down, and you can see where my Geiger counter is sitting there, because that's what his video was trying to say. I had a radiation sample hidden underneath everything, and I deceived everyone. I don't think so, buddy. Come on, wake up. I'm too honest of a person to pull that kind of shit on people. I critique other people that make YouTube videos that do the type of editing that you do, Dana. Wake up. I know better. So anyways, I went outside. I had my rubber gloves on. I had a little cloth. I know it's dark, but I started wiping down my windshield. I don't know if you can see my hand going back and forth, but that's essentially what I'm doing. I go to the other side of the vehicle. I don't know, can you see me wiping down the windshield? That's what I'm doing. Although you can see the inside of the truck, I'm actually, there's a dark cloud. I'm showing folks that big dark cloud just spit all over me and the car and the road. There's Buddy on his motorcycle. I was thinking about them after I did the test. At this point, I have no idea what I'm going to pick up here on this sample. So I'm just talking to you folks, and you can go listen to the video if you want, but I'm talking and explaining what's going on. I just came across this cloud, and I've already done a couple of tests before that. People are saying your windshield's all loaded with dirt and dust. No, I'm like, no, I've already wiped my windshield a whole bunch of times. And I just put some gas in, and I just washed my windshield again. And this was fresh rain that had just fallen on my truck. So still wiping down the front of my windshield, showing folks the sample. Heading into the truck. Putting the sample down. Picking up my Geiger counter. I'm trying to get it perfect. So I'm thinking like, okay, well, gotta get it right where I wiped it, because that was a Subway napkin that was all scrunched up by that point. That's why you may have noticed the yellow and the orange. And right away, I'm like, whoa, what's going on? That was the highest I'd ever seen my Geiger counter going on a sample. I mean, not on a sample, on a real live, testing sample. Yeah, for sure. Man, I was just, wow. I'll never forget that day. And I kept thinking right away, I was like, oh, I got my hair wet. I was just out there in the rain. Son of a gun. I was so shocked. I'll never forget that day, folks. See, you have to understand Lake Louise is way up in the mountains, but it's close to the ocean. And that cloud was high up in the atmosphere, and that's exactly where this Fukushima radiation was, high up in the atmosphere. That's why I was making fun of dutchsinse back in the day, because dutchsinse was taking donations and pumping it in his videos. And he went out and bought 3 old Geiger counters. I went and bought like one that's used at a nuclear plant that's over $3,000 with a $300 military probe on it alone. And I bought this unit here that was about a $400 unit, which alone was more expensive than all of dutchsinse's old Geigers. Anyways, he went around fooling people using these 3 old Geigers and doing ground level testing. I'm like, are you serious, guy? Wake up, you ding dong. The freaking Fukushima radiation is going to be up in the clouds. I'm going to rain, you ding dong. Don't be fooling. Taking donations, because I didn't understand the circle jerk of corruption back then, okay, folks, in 2011. And that's why I understand thereafter. That's why dutchsinse was promoted by Arnie Gunderson right from the day one. In Arnie Gunderson's very first video, he was asking for donations. My computer's been attacked, and I would really like if folks could help out with some funds. I'm like, oh, that's weird. I've been doing this conspiracy work for, at that point, probably about 2 years. I've been on YouTube for 2 years at least, and I'm like, I didn't have that kind of problem. Anyways, there it was, and there's no hocus pocus here. I'm not going to keep playing this. I'm going to bore the bejesus out of you, but my encounter with radioactive rain. All right, so let's go back. So I'll go back to the comments and probably wrap it up. Hey, how come it's not being broadcasted live? That's kind of odd. It's supposed to be broadcasted on my channel when the show was being played. Oh, there we go. We got 1 thumbs down. I knew they'd be coming around sooner or later anyways. I don't attack you. Yeah, that's all right, guy. Don't care about Dana? Good for you. Dana Durnford is a YouTube money sucker. And more. Don't care. Great. Yes, you live. All right, folks. Thanks a lot for showing up. It was just a last minute thing here as I was watching this drama here between him and Miss Milky. I'm like, oh boy. And he calls in Hatrick Pen, or what is that his name? Hatrick Penry, who was talking about these NRC letters about the fuel pool burning down. I mean, like, why can he not see the fuel pool there? This is what I can't understand. What's wrong with him? And there's the cap there. It's just sad that I even have to do this stuff, Anyways, I have noticed that his views have dropped a lot. I haven't seen him on the Jeff Rentz show, so I have a feeling Jeff is kind of veered away from Dana because of Dana's criminal record now, and he's on probation, so I guess staying away from that scene. Anyways, thanks so much, everyone, for coming out, and see you folks later. Hey, I noticed I lost a couple of subscribers. Oh, no. They got mad. Oh, well, I'm not here to please everyone. Take care. Have a great weekend. Ciao.